And the 2026 World Supercross Championship is about to begin. We are in Calgary, Canada, and qualifying is right around the corner. If you want to watch qualifying this year, you want to watch the main event show, you want to watch debrief, our post-race coverage, you're going to want to scan the code on the screen and catch all the race action from Calgary and the entire World Supercross Championship. What are the stories coming in? This one right here. See this guy? This is Jason Anderson. He is your defending champion. He wants to go back-to-back, but the competition is stiff. Cooper Webb has joined the championship this year, and I was just in the fan zone with the fans. I wanted to know, who do you got for this title? I said, what about Anderson? And the crowd cheered. I said, what about Webb? The crowd cheered. It was 50-50, and I think that's what we're going to get this season, of course, with some underdogs that are going to make some noise as well. Coming up is our qualifying schedule. The riders have already ridden free practice, but next is qualifying. Then we have the SuperPole, and then, of course, we go racing later tonight. Again, if you want to join us, scan the code on the screen and join us. Go to worldsupercrosschampionship.com to watch us all season long on W+. We're going to join Jace McElpine and Kristen Beat, who will be with me all season long in just a moment. But again, Anderson, Webb, that's the title card for the season. It's going to be a battle in the SX1 division. But before we go qualifying, let's send it to Kristen Beat, who is with the new addition to the series, the 595 KTM team.
Gui Kirillos of 595 Racing. We are so excited to have Brazilian representation in the World Supercross Championship, especially here at the opening round in Canada. Gui, you and I were talking earlier, and you said that being here in this series is so meaningful for you guys. Why is that?
Actually, first of all, thanks for having me, and it's a dream come true, not just for our team, but for all of our country. Our country, we've been working hard on the motocross scene in Brazil. Mm-hmm. We got them, Brazil growing on this sport, so being part of the World Supercross for us is just a dream come true.
When you look at your team and the riders that you've compiled, whether it be Kevin Moran's and his media influence, or some of the riders that ride for you in Brazil that you're so confident in, how did you compile your roster?
I think we do have a solid roster because we already know almost all the guys that was racing for us. They do race, for example, Luke raced Arena Cross with us. Greg is in his third year with us, so we've been putting some work with these guys. We added Nico and Kevin, who are spectacular guys to work with.
Gui, looking at this track, how does it compare to the tracks you're racing on in Brazil?
It's a bit different. It's a bigger track than we have at home. For example, our Arena Cross series, we have maybe half this size of track. So, but we are excited. We actually built at home one track a little bit close to these, and we hope the boys are well prepared and ready for the job.
You have a history in racing yourself and a passion for the sport as well. But why now? I know why. I understand the appeal of moving to World Supercross. I understand the magnitude of this racing, but why now at this point?
Yeah, actually, we've been working on these for the past 3 years, and that was the year we could make it. We could have sponsors to do it, and having the best time on being so big series like World Supercross.
Gui, we're so excited to welcome 595 Racing to the World Supercross paddock. Best of luck this weekend. We'll be following along.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I hope you guys are enjoying our live stream on YouTube. You should see a countdown clock. We have 10 minutes left live and free on YouTube before you guys are going to have to jump over to W+. I've got my friend Yariv Konski with me. We just came out of a segment with the 595 KTM team. You're an Australian team. How cool is it to see this global franchise really expanding?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's great that it's truly a World Supercross Championship. Having teams here from Brazil, France, America, I think Italy, I think we've got amazing teams here in the World Supercross Championship. And I met Guy for the first time earlier this week, and what a passionate human being he is. He's made a valiant effort to bring a professional team to the track. It's great to see KTM here, and it can't do anything but bring greater exposure to us in a huge part of the world. I don't think people realise. I'd say that Brazil is the second biggest country for motorcycle sales globally. I mean, it smothers North America and Australia and even Europe. It is huge.
Yeah, and a massive fan base there. So I know you're not one to brag, but you haven't lost one of these team championships, and it's one of the unique dynamics here at the World Supercross Championship. You guys took it last year in South Africa, and look, the goal has to be to win it again.
It always is. I mean, we're representing Honda, and we've got some great partners there in Quadlock and everyone else, and arguably it just shows the dynamic and culture of our team, and we want to be the #1 team. That means everything needs to go right across a short series. So yeah, it's important to us. It always has been. It's something I'm extremely proud of, but we have some serious stiff competition this year. Ware Racing has brought some great riders this season, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Ware has really stacked the decks. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Good luck tonight. We're going to throw it over to you, Daniel Blair.
And I am with Clay Milliken of Ware Racing. I got a bunch of questions for you, but I'm going to pick up right where Jace left off. You guys stacked the deck this year with talent. You want that team title, I'm guessing, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Ware is not messing around. You look at this lineup, it is nothing but winners. I'm hoping the battle's just going to be who's on top of the podium, because Ware is not jacking around. He's got every rider you can imagine. It should be a good year for Ware Racing.
Now, you drive for Ware, so you know him well. You know how competitive he is. Take me into his mind a little bit about how he puts the roster together, how he navigates the team side, because I know he wants to win. I know he was aggressive this year.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, he looked at, tried to figure out, who's available that best fits what he does, which basically Rick takes every sponsor and spreads it over all the programs. It makes me feel good. I see Rocket Doctor, Super.com on these bikes, and they're on my race car too. Rick knows how to tie everything together. That's why I'm here. This is a team, and we're here to win.
Well, let's tie it in, talk about your racing a little bit. Again, they want to win here. Take me through the last few years of your relationship with Rick and your success.
Well, it's been pretty dang amazing. I think I've been driving with him for 4 years now, and we've run 5 races, including the U.S. Nationals, which is the Daytona 500, the Super Bowl, A1, you name it. We won that race with Ware Racing, and it is incredible. I drive a car that goes 340 miles an hour, and it is an absolute rush, and I love it, and I love going fast. But I see these guys, hitting the finish line, going through the whoops. I don't want none of that, brother.
Hey, qualifying is getting ready to get underway. The clock is ticking down. We're getting close. Let's talk a little bit about qualifying now. When you come into the series on paper, you got Cooper Webb and Max Anstey. Those are the names that you would expect. But how about right out of the gate in free practice yesterday, Justin Hill in SX1, Devin Simonson in SX2, they were the fastest. It's got to feel good to know that the second riders on the team were actually the fastest.
I tell you, when I got here, a couple days ago, Justin told me, man, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling good. And what else can you say about the rest of the guys? Devin is showing out, no doubt about it. I mean, but you still got to know you got Cooper Webb and Max Anstey. They're the best there is out there. This is going to be a heck of a show tonight. My first ever WSX, and this is cool. It's a different vibe than the American racing, and I'm enjoying it.
Part of that vibe is the travel. We're going worldwide. This is going everywhere. Again, you've been to Supercross, but what are your thoughts on just the dynamics of travel, loading up crates, going to new places on other time zones and other hemispheres? I mean, just your thoughts overall on World Supercross.
I'm amazed at how organized it is, because Cooper's stuff is now in the same shop with my Top Fuel car, and to see them getting everything they need, because they got to go in the crates and ship them off to where they go, and it's pretty seamless to watch them do it. The people at WSX obviously do a great job putting it all together. Dave Anilak, he's the guy behind the scenes managing this whole thing, but Ware makes it happen, brother. Plain and simple, Ware.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe on W Plus to catch all the qualifying. That clock is ticking down. I'm going to send it over to Kristen Beat, but before I do, I just want to remind everybody the team aspect behind this racing sport is so different with World Supercross. Yes, there'll be an SX1 title. Yes, there'll be an SX2 title. There is a team title. This team wants to win. Quadlock wants to win. That's another battle and another layer in World Supercross. Let's go to Kristen Beat.
Thanks so much, Daniel. You teed it up. There are 5 minutes remaining in countdown, so if you want to continue watching qualifying, visit worldsupercrosschampionship.com, subscribe to W+, and in the meantime, let's talk about this variable climate in Canada, in Calgary at McMahon Stadium. We're at 3,500 feet of elevation, and one of the most intriguing facets of racing the world are those variable climates we visit and how the bikes, riders, mechanics all have to adjust. So this weekend at that 3,500 feet of elevation, the bikes are oxygen deprived. drive. That has a negative effect on power delivery and throttle response. To combat that negative effect, some of these teams have been making modifications to their bikes, not only gearing changes, but also trying to get more air into the airbox. Alex Campbell, Cooper Webb's mechanic, actually drilled holes into the airbox. They do this at Supercross at Salt Lake City, which is 4,500 feet as well. But to see that here at World Supercross, to see riders making a change for the elevation, that's new. And that's just one example of some of the ways riders are going to have to adjust throughout this season, throughout the course of our schedule, to meet the demands of the different locations that we visit. So super interesting, guys. The riders all battling elevation here tonight, and we'll catch you in the qualifying show pretty soon here. Daniel, I'm going to toss it back to you.
Thank you, Kristen. And yeah, we're looking at 4 minutes till we go qualifying. And Jace, the coolest part is we already had free practice, that is. So we've got a chance to watch these guys, and I am blown away by how tight it is. Kristen talked about the elevation. The track's going to play a role, but it is tight at the top of the field.
And it's not like the track's easy, and that's why it's tight. This track is extremely difficult. There is so many places that you can make up or lose time. And with all that being said, you could still throw a blanket over both classes.
Hey, so on paper, it's easy to predict Cooper Webb and Jason Anderson, that man right there. Obviously, the credentials, the resume, it speaks for itself. But how about Justin Hill, Dean Wilson in the whoops, Christian Craig? Last year, he was great. Talk about some of the riders who are not favored as the title card, but are probably going to make a lot of noise this year.
Well, you just said title, right? And there are guys in this class that have won titles. I want to start with Colt Nichols, Christian Craig, Dean Wilson, Craig Anderson, and then you have our current World Supercross champion, Jason Anderson, and then a 3-time Supercross champ, Cooper Webb. He has come over for this full series, and do you think he's here to make up the numbers? Do you think he's just here for fun?
No, and he even said once the helmet goes on, he just locks into this other person, and I could already feel the vibe. I had a chance to go and hang with them in the fan zone a little bit, and it was so evident that these two, Webb and Anderson, are who they are. Webb, you could tell, is like tightening up. It's getting serious. Jason is just laid back. He's just chilling. But those personalities and dynamics will meet on the track, and the battle will be on. Here's our qualifying schedule. SX2 will come up first, then SX1. And Jace, what I love the most is there is pressure right now because you got to get into SuperPole. It's not a guarantee. You got to be top 4 to get in there, so there's a lot of pressure on this session.
Yeah, and there's so, I guess, limited time on these tracks in general. You have to make everything count. And this year, if you get that SuperPole gate pick, you get the first gate pick every single one of these 3 races, but you can actually choose. If you didn't like the rut, if you didn't like the angle into the first turn, you've got a chance to change that up.
Scan the code on the screen. Qualifying is just about to get underway. We'll see Max Anstey and the SX2 boys coming up first. How about Cameron McAdoo, Devin Simonson? The battle in SX2 is going to be a good one.
I'm super surprised any of our UK
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching Devin Simonson. You have watched him at Club MX train directly with the champ, Max Anstey. So you have a very good reference of how good he is. I spoke to him yesterday, and he said, hey, I told Max that #1 plate is heavy, but I feel good. I think I can carry that thing. He wants to win. It's evident where Devin Simonson's head is at.
He's an interesting character. He was an SX1 rider last year. Now he's SX2, and he wants to win races and the title. Here's how it's going to go. We got qualifying coming up first, 2 10-minute sessions, 1 for each class. Then it's the SuperPole. The top 4 will get 1 hot ripper lap to make it happen. The fastest gets that first pick. And then, of course, tonight on the main event show, we go racing, and the best part of World Supercross, I think maybe, is that format. It's a Triple Crown style format, 3 races, but it's weighted. That 3rd race is longer, it's tougher, and the points are over double. That puts a little bit of weight and leverage on the end of the night. It plays a role in the championship. And Chase, I can't wait. From here on out, there is pressure all the way through.
And once we get going with tonight's racing, we basically don't stop. So we're in for an action-packed night. I've got an idea of who I think can win, but at the same time, it is wide open, and it's round 1.
That's the best part of World Supercross, is you just don't know. 2025 was amazing. 2026 is officially ready to begin right now.
This is World Supercross, the fiercest Supercross athletes unchained, traversing the globe to become the FIM World Supercross champion. World Supercross is dirt bike racing like no other. Unrivaled, unpredictable, unmissable. 8 teams of 4 riders compete at GP events, in a global tour unlike anything else in motorsport. The riders must overcome the unpredictable nature of a new track in a new time zone